Nitro, obviously. Just driving to the coverage mapping at the moment. Oh, keep going, okay. So 100 litres a hectare. Might be able to drive with me knee maybe. Slowly getting used to working out the controls. There's a fair bit of learning involved. New machine, new operating system as far as spraying goes compared to the old croplands. So you can punch into the grey window boxes up there how much you put into the tank, and that will count down to 0 basically for you. Which, one thing is, it is reasonably accurate for calibration, virtually down to the litre. After having put 1,000 litres in and pumping it out, and it said I'd pumped out 988 litres when I was setting it up, or doing a calibration check, and that wasn't allowing for the 15 or 16 litres that are left in the fill line that doesn't end up in the tank and the pump. So extremely accurate at the moment. Just about done, just got a outside lap, which won't be a full lap anyway, to go. Front mounted boom, it needed a little bit of jiggling with too to get it now it folds up nicely. I've got a couple more brackets I'm going to, or bump stops I'm going to make up for it, because I pinched the outer wing ones and moved them further in forward, so now it does fold up nicely. Yes, rather a large learning curve. bit like a certain agronomist, he's still got a rather large learning curve too, and so do the shiny asses at Nitro, because apparently, well, we already knew you can't mix Awaken with buttress after that failed little experiment a few years ago with the other sprayer, but found out rather rudely that their new MCPB, which has broad strike in it, you cannot mix that with Awaken either. The results are exactly the same, and it is not much fun unblocking a 6,000 litre tank, I can assure you of that. So just doing the outer one now. The auto section controls, so the yellow one is wherever it's yellow, the booms are turned off for the section control. Before it all goes to sleep for winter, after the final cut. Oh, it's not going to work because I don't have the controller on the end of it. It's certainly easier not looking over your shoulder and ending up driving into the fence because you're looking behind yourself. Much easier just looking forwards. Square paddocks, you pretty much square them up, drive up to the edge of the fence and then back up. Because without pulse width modulation, which for the price of this sprayer it would cost probably 3 times what I paid for this to put pulse width modulation on, or individual nozzle control if you want to go down that route. So all I've got is basic section control, so the faster the outside of the boom goes, the less coverage you get, and the more you get on the inside. We're going to be close. Got 90 litres left in the tank according to calculation. All I've got to do is make it around to there. Another 40 to go of flood irrigation that'll have a grass spray in with it as well. This had been reasonably clean, so I'm not worried about a grass spray on this yet. It's not time yet for it to get its Diron and spray seed, so we'll worry about that later over winter. successfully. Looks like we're going to make it.